Hello, we're back. This is the third part of the same one. Every time I click out of the screen, it seems to shut the recording off, so I'll just put part 1, part 2, and part 3 on this. But I did reboot. I refreshed the 7 minute. I'm going to go through it. Use my quick button and get everything rolling again. These are the two hypers I was talking about that were 8 pieces that I bought. They say there's cars go with them, but I don't know what they are. Everything else I'm winning on this. All the stuff that I've acquired off of Christopher or off of achievements. So I haven't had to buy a lot of hypers and stuff. I bought a few of the small 4 pieces to get it started, but after that, I haven't had to do it. As you can see by my trains, I do and don't concentrate on sets, but what I do concentrate on is having high dollar cars that'll haul a lot that I could use for international contracts. We'll see what this achievement is. I've been with the Steam locals. Some more ammo here. And now you can see I'm actually getting pretty close to the first car on the new, I forget what it's called. Yeah, the Trooper. So that's going to be their new thing. See, here's a train that I run over. There's my big XP, my little wonder there that I run over and over. Gets me Steam numbers and XP numbers. This is something I've been running just for fun. It's just XP. But I could always change it for another train or move it on or do something else if I wish. But for now, it's gets me good XP, so I'll do it. Plus, really, when it gets down to it, I don't know what I'd replace it with. It'd be one of these other freight trains or something. I don't, I have to admit I am at a loss for any more passenger trains. I am thinking about buying yet another one. Because my passenger trains, they do limit me somewhat by, having, these are big trains, and they all work well, but I only have the 7 of them. Well, it's not a passenger train, so. And this really isn't a big number for passengers or money, but these are. So what I have is 6 really hot trains. And then I've got a couple of floaters here that just kind of, like I said, this one I will replace and do something else with. But I like to keep freight cars around that are high numbers. So when I get international contracts, I've got really a lot of resources on how to haul what particular things. These are all the cars that I've collected off of the museum pieces. And I keep them all available for that person. These I've just started to get off of the gift boxes, the mystery boxes under the it's under not under storage, it's under shop. These here. Gotten some pretty good pieces out of this and that one. They're not too horribly expensive. Well, no, nothing too horrible this time, so too interesting this time. But added to my storage, which I already complained about. My God, all the crap I have in storage. See, so it added to it. Well, added to something already existing. Jet cycle class. It's funny, at one point in the game, about 100 levels ago, I had the jet engine, a couple of jet cars, and they sat for a while, and I finally got tired and sold them all. Now I'm finding that through those boxes, I'm acquiring other pieces, which I'll end up selling. So, but, well, that's about it. That's what everything that's taken place in about the last 100 levels. I have learned to watch your achievements. The achievements just come across with all kinds of great stuff. All these trains, as you can see, I've finished every one of them. I'm now doing the 2-day trip for this, which is just about ready to come back. And I'm working on these. This is the last set. So you can see my numbers are just starting to get started. And that's it. So I'm kind of killing out my achievements. I've got a good start on the new one. The new train. Of course, we don't have any idea how many cars that's going to be, but that's part of the fun of it. And my museum achievement, my freight actual numbers are coming. They're coming across good. We're catching up. So stick with it. That's why I say that when you break the diesel fast and get out of steam, remember that you'll have achievements that involve steam to get different types of trains and cars. And you want to try to stay on that. So you want to take a couple slots and do what I do, like with the Grasshopper. And the ones that I grab, my daily trains are my passenger trains, the Grasshopper, and this one here. So I have 2 steams that no matter what run all the time. And then everything else is in there. I just recently, well, 4 levels ago, got up to 40 in the count. So I have 40 slots, right? I run 8 Hyperloops. And then I run 8 passenger trains. So the last 24 trains are all freight. Right? And like I said, I'm starting to isolate. I usually keep track on a pad of paper, to tell the truth, numbers of what I'm hauling at any particular, like I've been using the 45-minute round, the special. So I record all the numbers and figure out what I'm hauling. And like this is just a visitor. It's filling a spot. He'll be gone shortly because I have a lot of silicon. And some things I do real well with, but some things I'm just getting started. But I just spent a bunch more because I just upgraded station number 4 to 2 streets and 2 widths. So that's coming along. I'm always checking Mr. Bill and Arthur there to see if they're sending me stuff. And I usually always keep this under a timer. I'm always sending something to somebody. So, and we can check over here. Always try and keep this cleaned up. I think the museum pieces come across real good. So, well, once again, I think this is probably the 3rd time I'm probably going to try and end this. You can tell I'm playing this at midnight because everything's coming up at the end of it. The Edison contracts were good. I played right through them. And I think I had Edison down in 3 days. I played them just as quick as they came up. None of them were really bad, but I did end up with the Edison passenger train, and this thing is just killer. Yeah, I mean it's nice. 66 cars, and in like in the Brighton setting, it's pulling out 59 million to run. So it's one of the highest trains I have. So it is the highest train I have, actually. I hadn't noticed. Huh. Well, that's good. The Miglevs haul less passengers, and they make a little less money, but they're probably number for number the most efficient. And then I run the steam just for the hell of it, and I find the one that burns the most passengers for the least number are the steam, once again. This diesel isn't bad, but the great part about buying this diesel is more than once I've been able to pull the engine and take it to international and load it to the hill with something and knock out a 200-car contract in a couple of runs. You know, now that way it's really handy. That's why that's the only passenger I bought with a diesel on it. But these cars have a percentage to go with them, so I get it back. So that's the only way you can do it. Diesel and steam just kill off your passenger count, just like steam and electric kill off your freight count. So, and steam just kills off everything. I'm still not sure why you have to deal with that so much, you know. But I'm on my 5-minute here, and we're gonna pick up all the trains. Stations have been mixed and matched up with the can in fact go through and have all the spaces filled. So I think there's not much station along through there. So there's no flags on right now. And my limit is 1,100,000, and I get 95,000 an hour. And that's just off the stations. And the stations have the contracts that require. Which tends to be okay. No Edison's still on there. Usually they pull the specials down. Like they pulled Valentina down a few days after I beat her, after I took it. But so you can see the contracts that I've already gotten. And my next one down will probably be Wolfgang here, because I'm getting close on him already. And then Alan will come after him. So, anyway, okay, well. Just play it through a little bit. Don't have a lot to say. So I thought I'd just play it a little bit. Go back down. I'm still trying to turn my 7-minute trains. And, you know, I don't, as you can see, I don't buy a lot of feature stuff, although I got playing around with this like a 2-year-old and making a container yard. And there's some things I've done, like build an airport. And, you know, like generally out of the XP, you don't, after you purchase it, you don't get nothing off that stuff. So I don't spend a lot of time digging with it, you know. The rest of it, once again, trying to keep my, so my internationals are light right now, but I'm going to have to hunker down and start working through them. So we'll head to them right now. We're going to go. So a lot of times I'll go through and write down numbers just to make sure that I know who it's going to. And I don't know, it makes it a little more interesting. I probably spend more details and spend more time doing this than anybody, you know, than a lot of people do. This is supposed to be like a game you play on your app, on your phone app, you know. So, well, you know, that's just. So we need to send him a train with 15,000 moved on it. Okay, 6 cars left. We're going to send an incomplete story. Go back to my contract. See what I need out of the silicon. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll write it down. I don't usually use a calculator anyway. I'll just go take 100 scribble it down. And then I noticed too that then I have a record on paper of who it is and, you know, who it is and how much they're going to get. So it is 78,000 silicon for him. I do try and double up my trains when I can to try and 78,000 silicon. I don't think I'm going to fit 78,000 on here. But I can start to do this, so. Train. Send it. I'll go back to Richard and see how much rubber he needs. It's the same thing. I just keep doing this over and over. Right. Like I said, if anybody out there wants to give me a suggestion or thinks I'm handling this incorrectly, let me know. I'm sure there's people around the world playing this that would make me look pretty foolish about how I go about this. So, but I consider that. $14,004 on the revenue. Sometimes I check around to see if I can get better combinations of wagons that are more efficient. If this one goes from 12 to 15, I only need 13,000. But I've got a lot of cars left, so I can go ahead and send the rest of the silicone. You know. See what my numbers are on that. So 27. We'll go ahead and send this to Richard. Yeah, as the numbers come in, it gives you better numbers because there's all these percentages that you get extra for the cars, and yeah, it tells you, and if you go to the wiki pages of it, it'll tell you what the percentages are and how to figure them all out, but I generally don't, off the top of my head, I get close, but if you really want to find out what your percentages are, if you're concerned that a particular car, particular train has a set, like something like these, or a set that might come back with a different response or give you a higher number, like that set there, or this set, those 5, or then just wait till the train comes in and unload it. Then you can go ahead and see what it's doing. It'll come back shortly as it stands. The 6 minutes for my trains. Start on so I'll get one more round in for everybody. All this noise in the background. But I have a bad habit of always wanting to clean these up and make sure there's never anybody waiting. Alrighty, well, I went through my contracts and kind of demonstrated what I was up to and where I've been and how I got there, and so if anybody has any input, I should like to hear from them. And there's Arthur out there who's printed me, sending me all kinds of stuff, so I appreciate that. He has a rather interesting city going on, and he wants to do it. So, alrighty. So good night, and thanks for watching. And give me a thumbs up, or let me know if you have any questions about anything. I'll let you know as we go through it. Like I said, I'm only at level 373. If somebody's up there at 500 or 1,000 or something, has something to say, please let me know. It'd be interesting to find out. So, alrighty. Good night.